Well, hey there, and welcome back to LeeReader. My name's Lee, and today I'm bringing you my big American book haul. Every year I do this, my accent gets slightly more off, I think. Yes, hello and welcome back to LeeReader. Today I am bringing you my big American book haul 2. So you may remember that last year I went to the States and I come back with a horde of brand new books. I think I bought like 20 books, which was ridiculous. And I really resisted doing the same again this time, but sometimes you just can't help yourself. This time though, I didn't come back with 20 new books. I come back with about 15, which is slightly better, but I want to go through the books I got with you because I got them in kind of all different places and they're all different genres, so let's get this underway. So let's start off with the Vidcon book swap. Now over the last couple of years, Vidcon has had a book swap where you take a couple of books that you either enjoy or you want to get rid of and you wrap them up in like brown parcel paper, you put what's on it and you're able to swap them with other people. Well, that happened again this year and I took 2 books with me, so I come back with 2 new ones. The 2 books I got were This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales and The Martian by Andy Weir. Now I am familiar with both of these books, though I've never actually read them. This Song Will Save Your Life, admittedly, has never grabbed my attention too much. I wasn't too bothered, but the wrapping that it was in and the way it was described, I actually was like, oh, I like the sound of that because it was like music related. And then I pulled this out and I was like, huh. I wasn't sure originally when I first saw it, but you know what, I'm going to give it a go because I think it's only fair. It does catch my eye in other places, but I've just never had kind of the inspiration to actually read it, so I'm hoping that this will be the kick up the bum that I need. Then, like I said, we've got The Martian by Andy Weir, which I actually already have a copy of, but I don't even remember me saying about last year, American paperbacks are really bendy, like this, and you can throw them about a bit, and if they're a bit more flexible, I'm more likely to read them. So I'm going to give it a go. I really will. Hopefully. Next up, I have 3 books which I bought and read while I was over there. I haven't actually read any books in a long time, so to read 3 in the space of 2 weeks was pretty good going for me, I felt. The first book was Boy 21 by Matthew Quick. Now, Matthew Quick is the author of the Silver Linings Playbook, which is one of my favourite books of all time. I absolutely adore it. And when I saw this, it really caught my eye. First of all, the cover's beautiful, but you shouldn't base it off of the cover, but the whole story sounded wonderful. So this is about a basketball player named Finley. Finley is a star player, but the coach introduces him to a new person who goes by the name of Boy 21. Now, Boy 21 is from a different school. He's also a star basketball player, but he wants his identity to be kept a secret. Boy 21 has had a bit of a traumatic past, and the coach of the basketball team thinks Finley is the perfect person to help him along. The story is about their friendship and basketball and the role it plays between them both, and the importance of the people around you in your life. Overall, I did enjoy the book, though it had a bit of an abrupt ending, which I wasn't too keen on, but it is an interesting read, so I definitely recommend you go and check it out. Next up is a book called Draw the Line by Laurent Lynn. Now, fun fact, Laurent Lynn is actually an award-winning puppeteer. He actually works on The Muppets and on Sesame Street, and this is his debut novel. Now, this book is an LGBTQ+ read, and it is fantastic. It's about a boy named Adrian who lives in Texas, and he is a witness to a hate crime. The hate crime being that a man who is gay gets badly beaten up, and Adrian witnesses the whole thing. However, when it comes to reporting the crime, the police kind of just brush it off and don't really do much about it. Now, this really angers Adrian, and Adrian wants to do his best to try and fix the attitudes of some people in his town. Now, the book as a whole is wonderful, and I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but Adrian, to get out some of his anger and to get out his feelings, he draws, and those drawings are actually in the book. I don't know if you can see the pages, but they're kind of dyed different colours, so the black page is actually illustrations of the stuff that Adrian is drawing, and the whole book is wonderful. The whole premise is great. It reads really well. If you like LGBT fiction, I highly recommend you go and check this out. I don't think it's released in the UK yet, but if you can get hold of it on maybe the Book Depository, that's probably the best place to go and get it. But it is a wonderful, wonderful read. And the last book I read was This Is Where It Ends by Mariek Nijkamp. Now, this book is truly fascinating. It is based in a small town in Alabama, and it is about a student of a school who has had enough of his town and decides to go on a killing spree inside the school. The book is told from the perspective of 4 different students who are victims to what is going on, and it is so intense. It is so passionate inside with the stuff that's going on and how everyone feels about it and how I can't put it into words how good this book is. 2 of the primary characters in this book are 2 girls who are in a relationship, and that is part of the reason that the shooter has gone on his spree. So while the book is LGBT friendly, it is a very intense read. I'd highly recommend checking it out because it is absolutely fantastic, but go in with some caution because it's not always so pleasant. Now next up are a bunch of books that I've pulled from my reading list, which are LGBTQ+ reads. This is stuff that I found on Goodreads, on BuzzFeed, on a bunch of different lists, and these were all books that were recommended for anyone who is interested in reading LGBTQ+ fiction. I'm not going to go into detail with all of them because there are quite a few of them, but I'm going to do this kind of rapid fire. So, we have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, The 5 Stages of Andrew Brawley by Sean David Hutchinson, One Man Guy by Michael Barakiva, Away We Go by Emil Ostrovsky, The Great American Whatever by Tim Federley, We Are the Ants, also by Sean David Hutchinson, and The Inside of Out by Jen Marie Thorne. Now all of these books feature LGBTQ+ characters. I think most of them are YA apart from The Song of Achilles, but they all looked really fascinating. All of them caught my eye with their different sort of storylines and plots, so I'm very interested to get them read and then maybe review them all kind of in like a bulk read maybe. Either way, if you are looking for LGBTQ+ fiction, maybe go and check some of these out, or if you've already read them, leave some comments below on your opinions on them. And lastly, we've got 3 books which just kind of caught my eye and look pretty interesting. The first one is The Haters by Jessie Andrews. Now Jessie Andrews wrote Me, Earl and the Dying Girl, which was also a fantastic book and I really enjoyed it. And this is his new book and I really like the look of it. It's about a group of friends who go to jazz camp. Again, it's about music and friendship, and it just looked pretty good. I also liked the cover. I like the fact that it's a sad face, which, you know, I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Next up is a book called Sex and Violence by Carrie Rubian. Now this book caught my eye because firstly of the title, but secondly it's actually about a victim of assault, but it is a man who has been assaulted by a woman. I found that whole premise very interesting. A lot of times assault books are women who have been assaulted by men or by other women, but I've never really seen one where it's told from a man's point of view, so I'm very interested to see how this goes. Often men who are victims of assault are kind of demasculated, and I'm very interested to see how that plays out in this book. And lastly, we have This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. Now I actually already own this book and I am halfway through reading it, but I wanted to get a hardcover because they're beautiful and I love hardcovers. I love Victoria Schwab as a writer, I love Dark Shade of Magic and Vicious, and I'm hoping this is going to be just as good. From what I've read so far, it is fantastic. Now this is about a girl called Kate and a boy named August who end up going to the same school, but there are some secrets and some lies, and there is some stuff going on which is all pretty fascinating, but I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to spoil it for you. It is kind of a fantasy YA book, so I definitely recommend you go and check it out. And that's it! We're done. Those are all the books I got from the States. Let me know if you've read any of them or if you like the look of any of them. Feel free to leave any comments on, you know, like I said, let me know any thoughts or opinions that you have on any of the books that I got. I really hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday with a brand new video. Goodbye! Well, hello and welcome back to LeeReader. My name is Lee, if you hadn't already guessed, and today I'm going to make you a promise. So it's been a little while since I last did this, and I know I said that in my last video, and I was like, I'm going to make videos, and then I didn't. I am sorry, I really am about that.